Thank you to EA for giving me a free copy of the Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. So hello everybody, it's Lena, and in today's video we are building a family home for fairies, and this house was built in the new world, which is called Innisgreen, and I think it's very pretty. And I built this on a 20 by 20 lot, and this lot is so cool because it's basically built on a tree in a way. So this is a tree home. I think I'm gonna title it Family Fairy Treehouse or something like that. I think it's really cool, and when I just got access to the pack and I looked around this world, I immediately just fell in love with this lot, and I just decided that I had to build my first ever thing with this new pack on this exact lot because it's just so cool, and I'm glad that I did it. So I tried to build something like kind of whimsical and something that would be fit for a cute little family of fairies, and I think it turned out okay. I quite like it. I hope you all like it as well. When I was doing the exterior of this house, I really wanted to play around with landscaping, and I wanted to make it very like wild and crazy and whimsical and weird and magical and just super layered and whatnot, and I wanted to like raise things up and down and make them weird different sizes, and I wanted to make cool things, but I was a little bit limited because I did not have the tool mod the first few days when I was making this house, because the tool mod did not work with the update. It has been updated now, which is so amazing, but I was a little bit bothered by not being able to use it for the first, I don't know, like vast majority of this build, because I really wanted to. I feel like the landscaping would have been so much better, but then when I was decorating the last few rooms, I did get access to tool again because it was updated, and I'm just really happy about that. I am such a big fan of the tool mod and the better build by mod, and I owe Twisted Mexi, the creator of them, my entire life. I love them so much. Thank you, Twisted Mexi, and for being so quick with your updates. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I had a fun time building this house, and I think that a lot of the new items that came with this pack are super cute and fun, and obviously super fitting with the like nature-esque and fairy theme that we get in this Enchanted by Nature expansion pack, and I think it's really cute. However, one thing that I will say is that when I went into the game, I really wanted to go into cast first and just play around with it and see what we got in the cast, because I was curious. I really wanted to check it out, so I did that, and I made a sim, and I had spent like, I don't know, an hour on her, and I just looked at the outfits and the hairs and whatever, and then it started to bug out completely, and I could not like finish her at all, which was fine because I didn't intend on playing with this sim at all, but I was just making her because I wanted to look at the new stuff that we got. But if I had gotten really attached to this sim and I had spent multiple hours on her, it would have been such a shame, because then I ended up just having to like quit the game because I could not continue with that. It was really annoying, and I had to delete the sim or not save her. And then obviously she was deleted because she did not exist anymore, and that was just such a shame. So basically what I'm trying to say is that the game is super broken at the moment, and in a lot of ways, not just in CAS, the build mode is also not doing great, and I ran into a lot of glitches and bugs that were super annoying, so that's certainly something. But yeah, I hope that EA fixes it soon. I know that we did just get a new patch, and I have updated my game, but a lot of the bugs and glitches are still happening, so that's annoying. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to say that. But apart from that, I have enjoyed my very limited time with this new pack so far. I've only built this house, and then I've looked around the world, and I've done a little bit in CAS, as I mentioned, but from what I've seen, I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's very pretty, and it definitely lives up to my expectations that I had for a fairy pack. So on those parameters, I guess I would say that I recommend it if that's what you're looking for with this video, but I'm not here to tell you to buy this pack or to not buy it or anything like that. That's not really what I do on this channel, but I just wanted to let you know that I think it's fairly nice so far. But if you are planning on buying this pack for yourself, then I don't know, please feel free to use my creator code. It's just called LacyLena, exactly like my YouTube channel name. I would really appreciate that. Unfortunately, you guys don't get anything from doing that, but I get a 5% commission. So if you buy a $40 pack, which is what an expansion pack costs, at least in the United States, then I get $2 from that. So you can do that if you want to, but obviously you absolutely don't have to. And again, I'm not trying to like sit here and tell you to buy the pack for that little bit of money or something like that. That's not my intention at all. But just if you were already planning on buying it and you want to do that out of your own free will, then I would appreciate it. That's all I'm trying to say, okay? Anyway, I feel so weird and awkward promoting my creator code because I really don't want to sit here and shill EA. So yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Sorry about that. Anyway, though, I'm very curious to know your guys' opinion on this pack so far. If you've bought it or not, or like if you have bought it, then let me know how you feel about it so far. If you think it's good or not really worth the cash, or if you don't want to buy it, then tell me why, because I totally understand that as well. Like, some people just don't really like occults. I'm in that boat as well. I don't really like occults. I don't really play with them that much. However, fairies are something that I've been wanting for a very long time, mainly because I just really want to build cute fairy homes. So I've been excited for this pack. But yeah, I understand if you guys don't really feel the same way about that, or if you're waiting for a sale in a few months, because we all know that the pack is gonna go on sale in not that long. So it would be very smart to just wait a few months if you don't feel the need to like buy it right now. But I'm just really curious to know, so please tell me in the comment section what your thoughts are. And also, I feel like I should go back to talking about the build for a minute. So this is a home for fairies, as I mentioned, and it's for a little family. You can fit up to 4 Sims into this home with the way that I decorated it. So there's a parents' family home, which is located on the 2nd floor, and there's only an outdoor staircase to get to that bedroom, which I think is really cute and charming. I don't really know what it is, but I love outdoor staircases. They make me really happy, so I enjoyed getting to put one in this house. It was cute and fun, okay? And it makes it a little bit more whimsical in a way, so I'm a fan. But yeah, that's the only thing on the 2nd story. And then there are 2 children's bedrooms on the 1st floor. So there's one for a little infant, and there's one for a child-aged sim. And then there's one bathroom in the house, which is not a lot, but this is a small home, so I couldn't really fit any more than that into the house, and I think that's perfectly fine, honestly. I had a hard time saying the word perfectly right there. That's awkward. Anyway, but yeah, I had a fun time decorating this home. I think it's cute and I like it, and I hope you all like it as well. The exterior is very like purpley and pink and cutesy like that, and that is also somewhat what you're gonna find on the inside as well, although the children's bedrooms have different color schemes, and then the parents' bedroom also has a different color scheme. I don't really know why I decided to do that. I just kind of wanted to play around with different colors that we got in this pack when I got to the parents' bedroom. I think that's the only reason, actually. Yeah, no real thought went into that. I just wanted to play with more things, I guess. And FYI, I unfortunately did not limit myself in terms of packs for this build. It's not just base game and Enchanted by Nature, even though that would have been great, but I did just decide to play around with all of the packs, basically. I don't really remember which ones I've used, but it's probably added up to a bunch, so sorry about that. But I think the exterior of it and the interior as well is cute. I think it's a cute build is what I was trying to say. Anyway, I haven't done a voiceover in a while, and I can definitely tell that I'm rusty, so I apologize. Anyway though, I am dog sitting right now, by the way, so if you hear some snoring or walking around or other kinds of weird noises in the background, that's just Max. He's really cute, and he's just here with me for the next week. He's been here for around 6 days now, yeah, and he's really cute. We're having a lot of fun, but he's in my room right now, and he's been sleeping throughout most of this, but now he's walking out around a little bit, so I think you might get to hear him at some point. But yeah, anyway, also, this pack is obviously named Enchanted by Nature. And whenever I think of the name or say the name or anything of that nature, the only thing that my brain can think of, the only thing that happens in my brain is that the song Enchanted by Taylor Swift starts to play. I really just want to say, I was enchanted by nature, ooh. So whenever I think of this pack and the name of it, I just get that song stuck in my head so fast, and it just stays there for a while. So I cannot complain, because it's a brilliant song, and it's one of my favorites. Definitely, well, I don't know, but it's definitely one of my favorites from Speak Now, that album. And also, just like in general, one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs. So it's good. I cannot complain, but it is kind of fun. In a video that I posted a few weeks ago by now, I did mention that I had been having some medical problems, some like unexplained weird things that were going on. So namely, I had been experiencing a lot of like persistent nausea, which was weird because we couldn't really pinpoint the reason why. And I had also been vomiting sometimes out of the blue, and other times from having nausea for like a few hours, and then I would throw up. But yeah, it's been pretty weird, and we haven't really been able to figure out why. So I've been to the doctor, just like my regular doctor's office, a few times, and they weren't really taking it seriously at first. Then I chose a new doctor who did take me seriously, thank you. And I got an appointment for a gastroscopy, which I just had done a few days ago. And I was not expecting for the gastroscopy to show any results at all. I was not expecting for a conclusion to come out of it, but I now know why, which is good and bad. I'll explain what I mean by that. But just to make sure that we're all on the same page, a gastroscopy is an endoscopic exam. So the doctor like took a camera which was stuck on this like long tube-ish sort of thing, which was not very thick, but it felt very thick when it was shoved down my throat. And then he pulled or like pushed it down into my stomach, and he could like look around in there, and he took a few pictures of the different parts of it. And then when I had this thing down my throat, which was really, really uncomfortable, I was having a hard time focusing on anything but the situation that was happening. But I also heard him saying like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Vomiting and nausea, checks out. And then I was like, what the heck? And I had also been numbed like in my mouth, and for some reason that made me drool a lot, and I had a lot of just spit, just a bunch of like saliva and a bunch of snot. I think the nurse said it was just like slimy stuff in my mouth, and it just kept like generating more and more and more in my mouth. It was so uncomfortable. But then I like had to sit on this chair while this doctor explained the things that were wrong with my body to me, and I just kept having like more pools fill up in my mouth with weird gross fluids. But he showed me the pictures that he took from my stomach, and then he showed me what it was actually supposed to look like, and then I saw what he was seeing and what looked so wrong down there. And apparently I have a thing called hiatus hernia. So that's interesting. I was like, what the heck is that? But it's just basically just like the explanation for why I've been feeling this way. And someone that I know who is like training to be a medical professional had known about this, and I had been telling him about the symptoms that I was experiencing, but it hadn't rung a bell for him, because apparently those are not like the symptoms that a lot of people feel from it, like nausea and vomiting. So I've been looking it up a little bit and trying to figure out what's the big deal about it, what's going on down there. And apparently like a lot of people experience a lot of acid reflux and heart palpitations and stuff of that nature, and like trouble breathing. I've seen some people describe as well, but I haven't really seen a lot of people mention nausea and vomiting. But this doctor is obviously doing this every day of his life, so he knew exactly what was wrong and why it made sense. So yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. That's apparently a thing that I have, and he showed me what it was supposed to actually look like, and I could very clearly see that mine did not look like that. So that was interesting. And you know, getting this exam was pretty good, because now I know what's going on with me, and I also know that this is not a dangerous thing at all, which is very nice to know. And also some people around me had been pretty concerned about it, which I get. So that's also why I decided to like actually get this exam done. But the very annoying thing about it is that there's no way to fix it, and it won't just go away on its own. So I've basically been sentenced to a lifetime of vomiting and nausea. So that sure is fun. I am trying to look into getting some nausea medication because sometimes it's just very debilitating and I have to just like be in bed all day, so that really sucks. So I'm gonna try to talk to my doctor about that and look into it myself because my doctor's really not that great. Yeah, although the doctor who did the exam did explain that there is a surgery that could potentially help, but it's very invasive and the success rate is really low, so that's definitely not a thing that I'm considering right now. It's not that big of a problem for me that I want to do something like very invasive of that nature. So yeah, anyway, that's, you know, it's good and bad. Bad because I'm annoyed that I have to deal with this for the rest of my life, but perhaps science will catch up in a few years and they will figure out a way to alleviate my troubles or something. But yeah, it's fine, it's okay, I'm gonna be all right. I'm just glad to know that it's not anything like dangerous. So that's a little update on that. That's Max snoring in the background if you heard that. I don't know if you did. Although throughout my life, I've generally been in pretty good health, so I'm super thankful for that. Also, like nowadays, I have this new thing that has just come up. It has started a few months ago. Started in March, by the way. And I've also had like some troubles back in the day, and I've had a lot of stuff going on with my mental well-being, but physically I've been pretty much fine throughout my life, so I am grateful for that. I know that a lot of people do struggle, although like most young people are fine in that regard and don't really have that many health issues. And when I go to the hospital, which I don't do all that frequently, but obviously I was a few days ago when I had this done, I always like only see people that are over the age of around 70. When I was walking through the waiting room for this exam, I only saw people above that age. I was the only one who was even like the smallest bit younger than that, I would say. I'm 22. So I felt like a baby. I felt pretty out of place because these people were obviously people that were struggling a lot to like move around and all things of that nature, and I was just there walking into my appointment and then I walked straight out. So yeah, I feel fortunate, and it's just so sad that a lot of people like have to get medical problems, especially like towards the end of our lives. A lot of us have to deal with that. It's really sad. So that made me feel sad but also grateful at the same time. And yeah, I'm just counting my blessings, I guess. Also, before the appointment, a nurse was sitting with me and she explained what was gonna happen and tried to just like talk to me and everything like that. And also I was having to wait a little bit to get into it because they were a little bit delayed and whatnot. So she was trying to like not make me psych myself out and trying to make sure I wasn't nervous. And she kept asking me like, are you okay? Like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be fine, like you're gonna be all right. But like, I was not nervous at all. I don't really get nervous about things that are going to happen to me in that regard. I get really nervous, and I'm a wreck in situations where I have to perform and when I have to do something. But when I have to like get a surgery done or get an exam like this done, which was really uncomfortable by the way, I don't really get nervous at all. Max is scratching himself in the background. I'm sorry if you can hear that. But yeah, I don't really get nervous about that. I don't really know why. I don't think it's necessarily a good quality of mine, because perhaps I should be a little bit more like hesitant and a bit nervous about what's gonna happen to me and my body and whatnot. But yeah, I just don't really care. But the exam itself was really not fun at all. It really sucked, but it was okay and it was quick, so I'm okay. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening to this little story about me and what has been going on. Thank you. Also, thank you for watching this video. It's coming to an end now, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a little like and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already and you enjoy my content. I would really appreciate that. Also, I hope you guys are enjoying this pack so far if you've decided to get it. But yeah, besides all of that, I hope you're having an amazing day, and then I cannot wait to see you all in my next video that I will be posting in hopefully not too long. So yeah, bye everyone!